Hi everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I am here today with Courtney. Courtney works on our events team, and she is also a master quilter, the knower of all things thread and machine. And she's going to actually show us today how to use the new Eversewn Sparrow X, which is an embroidery machine, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is very foreign to me, so we're going to learn together today.
Hi. Well, we are going to embroider on our little buddy dinosaur today. He's very cute. He has a little tail. And at first you think, how am I going to fit him under the machine? But the wonderful thing about these little guys is that their little bodies come out.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And their head
they
comes
become
out.
Weapons.
So
Next
now
one.
he can get, oh, there's still a snout in him. Let's see. Oh, there is. Oh,
got-
nope, snout's in there.
Okay, that
Yep.
stays.
Oh, nope, I can get it out.
Nope,
he's sewed
he's in there.
Yep,
He's
he's
sewn
in there.
in.
But the rest of the body is all flat, so now we can get him in a hoop. So that's most important. We need to get him in a hoop.
All right, one of the things that's important to note on this is that you don't have to have one of these to use the embroidery machine. That you can embroider on anything. There's a lot of quilters out there that embroider little squares and put them together in
Yep.
quilts, and it makes a beautiful project. So, but this is also a great way to make labels for quilts, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, you could
So,
definitely.
well, how do we do this then?
All right, so the next thing that we need to do is we need
Because
to
I'm
gather our
telling you,
stabilizer.
I'd actually be pretty good at this part. This part I could do pretty good.
You can sew him right up.
I could sew him right up, but that name thing.
The name thing. Let's get to the name thing.
All right.
So the next thing we're going to need is some stabilizer.
Okay.
So I'm going to use this Tearaway Bosal. I really like it. It comes on a roll. And I'm not really worried about it being wash away because it's going to be inside the dinosaur.
Okay.
So, I mean, when it gets washed, it'll be inside, but I'm not really worried about it
All right,
disappearing.
so there is a million of these out there. So how do you know, can you just give me a little quick idea of, like, if I go into a store and I'm like, what is Tearaway actually? I mean, what does it all mean? Because for me, this is all you know, woo, doo, 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 doo,
Right.
doo, doo. You know, it's just
It
crazy.
is, and it's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
The one thing you want to think about is your project.
Okay.
So if say we're doing a dish towel, so I would want something that would tear away.
Mm-hmm.
So after you're done embroidering, you'll see we can just tear this from the embroidery design, and you're left with not much behind it.
Okay.
The other thing you want to know is it water soluble, which means it can wash out. So if you're doing the dish towel and it says it's Tearaway water soluble, that's great because then it'll be totally gone.
Oh,
and you wouldn't
okay,
see it on the
awesome.
back of the towel.
So you just need to pay attention to what it says on the label and
Yes.
look at it. Okay.
Yes. And sometimes there's different thicknesses. So if you have a very fine, say you're doing something on a silk or a real thin
Mm-hmm.
fabric, you might want to either get a heavier stabilizer or use 2 layers.
Okay.
Or just start with a heavier. And then
Something
you'll
that
have the
just gives it a
stabilizer.
little body.
Yes.
Okay, that
And
makes
you
sense.
definitely
That makes
have to
sense.
have stabilizer in anything you do.
Okay,
You need
that's
something.
super helpful.
Yeah. And then the other stabilizer we're going to use when you do critters or anything with a fleecy, furry, like terry cloth, a towel,
nap or
a
something
nap.
like that?
Very good, thank you. The one in charge knows that
nap?
good word. The nap. Well, something with a nap. I like
Just
to use
FYI,
this.
a nap is actually when you can rub your hand over it and it moves one direction or the other direction, and it actually kind of lays down those directions. That's the nap. Like if you have velvet, you know, if you rub all your velvet this way, but then when you put your pattern piece together, you have to flip them. It's not going to work.
Oh, right.
I mean, you sew it together, but it's like one side goes this way and one side goes. So you have to be careful when you cut out. The nap in sewing is just any furry thing that lays over.
Okay, so that's great. So when you have a nap, thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Jenny. I use this water-soluble stabilizer. It's Solvay, and what it is, it looks like saran wrap.
It really does.
And this is going to lay on top of the design in the hoop, and that keeps the thread on top of the nap of the fabric. So you don't necessarily need it with like a t-shirt
Oh, I
or
just got
anything
that.
else.
Okay.
But this will lay on top of here, and we're going to stitch right through this, and then this will tear away when we're done.
Oh, that's
So
really,
we're
really
going
cool.
to have a layer of this, our little critter, and then a layer of this on the top. So we're going to have 3 layers in that hoop
Very cool.
when we get started. Okay?
All right.
So let's get him hooped. And I will say that hooping is probably the trickiest part. It's not hard, but to get him manipulated in the hoop can be a little difficult.
So this is the hoop right here. Whoa, whoa. Well, I don't know if I just broke something terrible, but this I could have.
No, you didn't break it.
This is the hoop.
That's the hoop. So we're gonna lay this in here.
All right. So let's do this right here in the middle where everybody can see.
Okay.
We'll use that top cam.
So this is the part that's gonna go into the machine, and here's our corner. Here's our little screw. So we're gonna undo this real loose, because we have a lot of layers that are gonna go through there. So that'll go on. So then, before...
Now you have doubled that. Do we need to double that?
I have doubled that. I double it when it's small and it's not wasting a lot of stabilizer. I've done a few other of these and it seems like the design comes out well that way.
Okay.
I'm sure to be fine with one. So now, how do we know in this little round thing that our design's gonna be centered? So what I do is I get a ruler, and he's got a seam. I feel like I'm performing surgery on this poor little guy. He's got a seam at the top of his neck, and I'm gonna go right by your hand there, Jenny, at the bottom.
Okay.
And I'm gonna draw on him with this blue water soluble pen.
All right.
Let's see, and there's a mark right there. And that's gonna give me my center up and down. So it gives me an idea of where my center is.
Okay.
Okay. It's a pretty thick line. And then we're gonna go across and just make sure
And you're
that
just
that
kind of
line's-
eyeballing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm making sure that that blue line is kind of vertical on there, right underneath that letter. And then let's go across here. So at least we have a basis of where he's
Sure.
going once we get him in that hoop.
That makes sense.
So then he'll go in here somehow.
And you actually can probably stick that. Well, I don't know. No, you probably can't. I had a little idea, but then I realized right away it was not going to work. I love it when that happens. It's like, yeah, no. Mm.
And then that will eventually
Now
go on
this
top.
came
but
out,
we
so
need
does this
that's
have
okay.
to go a certain way?
It will eventually.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna make sure there's a little arrow on this hoop, so we're gonna make sure that's at the bottom of the hoop, which it is. I'm gonna try to find my hoop here. And the one thing too about these is these little clippies are the middles, so we can kind of manipulate him.
Oh, okay, good. So the little
I have to loosen that a little more.
the
Oops, and we're not putting him in there. Let's put this in there too. We almost
oh, and
forgot
that's
our-
nice because you can see through it.
Right.
Forgot our saran wrap. Now, are you want to get this like so it's more, this part here is more toward the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
It's good having a helper. And the other thing you want to make sure is that you don't have other parts of the critter caught, which I've tried before. And I'm like, why isn't this going into the hoop? Well, it's because I had 4 layers of
Okay, now
dinosaur.
this is kind of over here on the
Okay,
side. Do
so
we
we
need to
can
fix that?
pull that. So we can pull it up a bit. This is hard to-
Yeah, it's not going to let us do that, is it? There's lots of layers.
and there is lots of layers. And like I said, it's tricky. It's not hard, but it is.
Well, this is the part you want to pay attention to be honest, because once you get it lined up, I mean, this part's going to be a piece of cake.
Right.
But it's the getting it in there so that you're sure it's in the right place, because there would be nothing worse than, or having it be misspelled or having it.
Right, that too.
There are worse things than this.
There are much worse things.
All right. Now, so this stuff has a little bit of a ripple to it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It'll just wash right
All right,
out.
perfect.
And then we can lay this on top as another reference, and we can see that blue's off a little bit, but it's on over here.
Okay.
So that might have
Perfect.
just been me. I think we're okay.
All right.
All right. So.
Oh, so that doesn't stay on?
No.
Okay.
No, that's just
That's
a
just to
reference
help you
guide.
measure.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so we're good to go. He doesn't, and then you flip it over, make sure we don't have any
Yeah, because look,
appendages.
and you do want to make sure that you caught all your stabilizer and everything, and that actually looks really good right
Yes.
there. So it's all
Phew.
in there together.
Okay, phew. Okay.
All right.
Whew. So that's done. So now we need to put our design in.
Okay, but wait. How did you get this onto your iPad?
Okay, so I went to, you can put it on your iPad, you can put it on your I have a Kindle, I put it on there, put it on your cell phone. You just download the Eversone Pro app, and that's all it is.
Eversone Pro.
Yep, Eversone Pro app. You get in, and then I went through, I've already got it connected, but you hit the connection the connection button when you first turn it on. It'll go through a few steps to get you connected to the machine, and then this screen will come up once you're connected and ready to embroider.
And just so you know, you guys, I actually did this on my cell phone before she started because I wanted to see how difficult it was, and it really takes you through every single step. So it was actually pretty easy, even for someone who isn't real techie, you know. So I actually got there. We got it all together.
Yes.
It finds the machine for you. All this stuff is so amazing to me.
It is.
That it finds the machine for you, and then you just set it up. So then we're ready to. You'll get a screen like this.
Yep. And then we're going to put a name on him. So we're gonna go to the text screen. So there's our text. So
I'm going to put my grandson's name, Ezra.
Okay.
So E-Z-R-A, Ezra.
Okay. And then we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to go to hoop. You can hit the hoop button.
Hoop.
And we're going to go to the small hoop.
This one?
Yep. So it knows it's in the small hoop.
Okay.
And I bet that's going to tell us that that's too big. So we can do, let's see, we're going up and down. We're going to click on there. Okay, it says, clean up the embroidery working area before processing, and you put yes. So here it says, it exceeds its embroidery area, so you can't goof up with this really. So then I can get on there, and then I can make that smaller.
Oh, you just pull it in with your finger?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's great. So now it looks like it's okay to go.
Yeah?
So then you can go up to your machine.
All right, I'm clicking on, touching the machine.
It says embroidery hoop didn't up, so let's put him in the machine.
Oh, we got to put, oh, wait, I should learn how to do this.
Okay.
All right.
So he's got to.
Oh, we got to get him under the foot, right?
Yep.
All right, so.
Which could be.
No, wait, we're going. We're
Oh,
good.
you got him good.
We got him in there.
Okay.
Let's get his parts over here, all the turtle parts. Wait, he's not turtle. What is he?
He's a dinosaur.
Wait, so we might.
He's green.
We might want to put this. Do we want to put this in before we put him under here?
There you go.
All right, so we slid it in right over here on this side. There's a little thing on this big bar right here. There's a little thing. And everybody understands thing language, right?
They do. Especially quilters.
There we go. So we're pushing him in there like that, and it locks.
Yep.
We're getting his hands out of the way. This, and we have, what kind of thread have we used on this now?
We have used the Missouri Star polyester thread.
Okay, so this is kind of a shiny, dark green. Mm-hmm. All right, so he's under there.
Yep.
It's clicked in here. This actually locked in.
Yep, it locks in. And then go ahead and make sure your presser foot is down.
Presser foot is down.
It would have told us that, though, had
Yeah.
we started to
Okay.
machine. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to press the little sewing machine again.
Okay.
And now it's sending the design to the machine.
Oh, I see that. Look at that.
Okay. Change the thread and long press the button to start. Once it goes a few stitches, I want you to stop it because we're going to clip the thread that we started with so you don't have a big tail and it's not dragging through.
Okay.
So we're going to start it, stop it, and then we'll start it again.
Okay, so I'm going to start.
Yep.
Oh,
And then
Stop.
Okay, and then go ahead and hit the go button again. The long
this
start.
one?
Yep.
The long go?
Yep, and hold it in for a second or two.
Wow, the little E is done. Mm-hmm. Now, what if we wanted a different font?
There are two different fonts you can use that
Okay.
come with the app.
And so basically it does a little tiny satin stitch across and gets it done. So what about designs and things like that? So like what if I wanted to put a flower on his belly?
There is over, I believe, 75 designs that come with the machine.
With the machine?
Yes.
And then obviously you can buy more?
Yes, you can buy more and download them.
Oh, and download them.
Mm-hmm.
And they download onto your iPad.
Yes, yeah.
The iPad thing, that's
It's
so
slick.
cool. Yeah, it's really
very
slick. So, can you actually leave the machine and walk away?
You can, though, from experience, you might want to keep an eye on it because sometimes things tend to flop over into your design area and it'll stop. The embroidery will stop.
From experience?
Yes, it.
Oh my goodness.
For example, dish towels that were on a previous video.
Oh.
So while you can, but keep an eye on it and make sure that there's not little hands or tails wanting
okay.
to fall over.
But will your Will it notify you where you? Oh, it says on the iPad.
Yes, yeah,
Oh
it's
my
telling
gosh.
us here
It
on the
tells you
iPad
exactly where we are.
how many seconds are left or minutes.
Look at this. This is really cool.
Isn't that awesome? And that's the total, the size of it.
So actually, if you were coming down I mean, if you were in the other room and you were brave enough to leave it,
Yes. You'll get a little notice on your iPad. Embroidery done.
finished.
Yep.
So we're all done here. That looks really good.
Yeah, that came out great.
All right. So how do we get it out now?
So you can lift up your presser foot.
Okay. There we go.
And then you can press down on the white button and pull
And this
that
just
out.
slides
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it out, and we're going to slide him off to the side. There we go.
All right.
Oh, that looks really cool. Now we have to clip these little threads.
Yep. And that's why I like these little snippies.
Yeah, they're very good because they have that little curve on them.
Yeah.
There we go. One more. Oh, do we clip this one?
Yep.
This one in between the two letters?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I imagine you can do that a little more out of the hoop, right?
Yes, you
Okay.
certainly could.
All right.
All right. So then we can
Loosen up our hoop.
Yeah.
We're unscrewing the hoop. Take it apart.
and then presto.
Wait. Can
Oh,
I
you
try
wanna
it?
do- yes.
I want to try it. Oh, that does come right off.
It does. And any remainder will come off. You can run it under the spigot.
Yeah.
And then your blue lines will come off too once you wet those.
Spigot is a Missouri
Spigot.
word for faucet.
Yes, faucet. Oh, funny. I don't even know why I said spigot. I haven't said that word.
Oh, that came off really easy too.
It does. Yep.
Okay, so do we worry about all this little
No,
stuff
I
in
wouldn't.
here?
I'd leave
Okay.
that in. It doesn't even matter.
Look how good that is. All right,
looks
clip
so
that
good.
little one. I'm going to get his guts over here.
Okay.
So we've got a tummy and a head right here. We're going to stick this back in. I'm pretty sure this came out of here. It looks a little big, but I'm pretty sure.
I think it did.
Oh. And this must go.
I love how they put a B on the B, so you know it's the back.
Oh, the back. I thought it was behind.
I think it's the
The
back
back.
by the neck. Because
Oh.
this is the bottom. This would be the bottom.
Oh, okay.
The big round part.
All right, so this goes
Yep,
by the
that looks right.
tail. All right, here we go.
Maybe the hardest part's putting the stuff back in.
I don't think so. That was pretty easy. Hang on, let me get
They're
his.
really cute.
Let me get his little self up there. Oh my gosh!
Yay, he's all ready.
Look at him. Now he has a little bit of a target.
Yep, so we can get that off with water.
Oh, so you just put a little water on
Yep.
a little
Yep.
and wipe it off.
And
That
we
is
could have added a
awesome.
date, like a birth date or his whole
Oh,
name.
that's
We could
cool.
have added more of that too there. So.
Yeah, or if
Yeah.
you want just like a flower or something like that, anything
Yes.
would have gone in there. So
Yep.
you can obviously do other things besides these animals.
Absolutely.
And that's probably a little bit easier getting it in and out from under the hoop, just, because like if you're just doing a flat something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And let's see, I'm just trying to think of all the questions.
And this is a regular sewing machine too. It's
Oh,
not
that's
just
what
embroidery.
I actually was wondering that.
Yes,
So,
so-
how do you get all this part off?
This just pops off. This there's a button on the front of it.
Yeah.
And once you press that, and this will just pop right off.
Okay.
Yep. And then it'll turn into a
So
regular
this is actually
machine.
sewing and embroidery.
Yes. Yep.
That's
So it
actually
does
really
both,
cool.
'cause
So
a
that's
lot of people ask
when I was
about
sewing on, I was wondering that, but then I forgot to ask it. So that's perfect.
that. No, so you get two machines in one, which
That
is great.
Which is really fun. And this would be a great way to make quilt labels as well.
Absolutely.
You just put your name, date, event, and
And you're done.
you're good to go. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So anyway, thank you for being with us today. I
Thank
feel
you
like
for
I've
having
learned
me.
a ton.
Good, I'm
learned a
glad.
ton. Oh wait,
It was fun.
actually we need to finish this out. So is this like done now?
Oh, that's it. Yep. That's it.
And you don't have to like close it out. Can you save
Nope.
it if you want to do?
You can save it.
10
Yep.
of them, or
Yep, you sure can.
all right. So all right. So that was much easier than I thought. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you later.
Bye.